Let me ask you something. When was the last time you thought about the vegetables on your plate? For most of us, veggies are the ultimate symbol of health, colorful, nutrient-packed, and good for the body. But here's the truth. Not all vegetables are created equal, especially as we age. Some can quietly harm your digestion, spike inflammation, or even interfere with medications. Others, they're absolute powerhouses that can protect your heart, strengthen your bones, and keep your mind sharp. Today, we are going to talk about something very close to my heart and something that many of you ask about: vegetables. We hear, eat your vegetables our whole lives, don't we? And it's true, they are gifts from nature. But are all vegetables created equal, especially for us, as our bodies change and our digestive systems perhaps become a little more discerning? I see many well-meaning seniors diligently trying to eat healthy, but sometimes the very foods they believe are beneficial might be causing subtle or not so subtle issues. Are you feeling a bit more sluggish than you'd like? Perhaps some unexplained digestive rumblings, a little more stiffness, or just not that vibrant energy you remember? It might not be just getting older. It could be a few common culprits hiding in your salad bowl or on your dinner plate. You absolutely must stay with me, because today I'm going to reveal 3 vegetables that many seniors, perhaps even you, should seriously consider reducing or avoiding altogether. And I'll explain why from a perspective of how our bodies work as we mature. But don't worry, I won't leave you there. I will also share 3 magnificent vegetables that you should embrace, foods that can truly support your vitality, your digestion, and your overall well-being. And the last one I share, well, let's just say it's a true gem for senior health, something you won't want to miss. So make sure you watch until the very end, because that final piece of information could be a game changer for you. Let's begin this journey of discovery together. First, let us talk about a category of vegetables that, while popular and often touted for their health benefits in younger, more robust systems, can present challenges for many seniors. I am speaking of raw cruciferous vegetables. Now, what falls into this family? Think of broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, kale, Brussels sprouts, bok choy when eaten raw. These vegetables are nutritional powerhouses, there is no doubt. They are packed with vitamins, minerals, and beneficial compounds like glucosinolates, which have been studied for their health-promoting properties. However, the key word here is raw. For a senior digestive system, which often works a little more slowly and might produce fewer digestive enzymes than it once did, breaking down the tough fibers and complex sugars in raw cruciferous vegetables can be a significant task. One of the main culprits here is a type of sugar called raffinose. Humans lack the enzyme to break down raffinose in the small intestine, so it travels undigested to the large intestine, where gut bacteria go to work on it. And what is the result of this fermentation process? Gas, bloating, discomfort. For some, it can be quite pronounced, leading to a feeling of fullness, pressure, and even pain. Imagine your digestive system as a gentle, flowing stream. When you introduce something very difficult for it to process, it's like throwing large rocks into that stream. The flow is disrupted, things get backed up, and the natural rhythm is disturbed. This is what can happen with large amounts of raw broccoli or a big raw kale salad for some seniors. Furthermore, these vegetables contain compounds called goitrogens. In their raw state and in very large quantities, goitrogens can potentially interfere with thyroid function by inhibiting iodine uptake. Now, for most people with healthy thyroids eating a varied diet, this is not usually a major concern. However, as we age, subclinical thyroid issues can be more common. If you already have a known thyroid condition, or if you are consuming very large amounts of raw cruciferous vegetables daily, it's something to be mindful of. Cooking these vegetables significantly reduces their goitrogenic potential, by the way. So, am I saying you should banish broccoli and its cousins from your life forever? Not at all. The key is preparation and moderation. Lightly steaming, stir-frying, or roasting these vegetables makes them much easier to digest. The heat helps to break down some of those tough fibers and deactivates a good portion of the goitrogens. So if you love broccoli, enjoy it steamed until tender crisp. If you like cabbage, try it in a warming soup or a gentle stir-fry. Smaller portions are also wise. Listen to your body. If you eat a large raw kale salad and feel bloated and uncomfortable for hours afterwards, that is your body sending you a clear message. It's not about deprivation, it's about wise choices. It's about understanding that what worked for you at 30 might need some adjustment at 60, 70, or 80. We want foods that energize us and make us feel light, not foods that weigh us down and cause distress. So for raw cruciferous vegetables, my advice is to approach with caution, observe how your body reacts, and strongly consider enjoying them cooked instead. This simple shift can make a world of difference to your digestive comfort. The second vegetable, or rather, family of vegetables that I urge seniors to be cautious with, especially in certain forms, is the nightshade family. This includes popular items like tomatoes, potatoes especially if they have any green tinge, eggplants and bell peppers of all colors. Nightshades are a fascinating group. They contain a wide array of nutrients and many people enjoy them without any issue. However, for a subset of the population, particularly those with inflammatory conditions like arthritis or those with sensitive digestive systems, nightshades can be problematic. The reason lies in certain natural compounds they contain, most notably alkaloids like solanine in potatoes and unripe tomatoes and capsaicin in chili peppers, though we are focusing on the milder bell peppers here too. Some people also react to lectins, which are present in many plants but can be concentrated in nightshades. Let's talk about solanine. This compound is a natural defense mechanism for the plant. You'll find higher concentrations in potatoes that have turned green from sun exposure or are starting to sprout, and also in unripe green tomatoes. Ingesting too much solanine can lead to digestive upset, nausea, cramping, diarrhea. While a tiny bit of green on a potato might not affect a young, strong person, a senior system might be more sensitive. It's always best to cut away any green parts of potatoes generously, or better yet, avoid them, and allow your tomatoes to ripen fully before eating. Beyond acute digestive upset from solanine, there's a more subtle concern for some seniors regarding nightshades and inflammation. Some individuals report that consuming nightshades aggravates symptoms of arthritis, increased joint pain, stiffness, and swelling. The theory, though still debated in mainstream medicine, is that certain alkaloids in nightshades might contribute to inflammation in susceptible individuals or interfere with cartilage repair. There isn't definitive, large-scale scientific proof for everyone, but the anecdotal evidence from many people who find relief by avoiding or reducing nightshades is significant. As we age, our bodies are often dealing with a higher baseline level of inflammation. Our joints have seen more wear and tear. If there's a chance that certain foods could be fanning those inflammatory flames, even a little, isn't it worth investigating for yourself? Again, this is not a blanket condemnation. Many seniors eat tomatoes and cooked potatoes without any problem. But if you suffer from persistent joint pain, unexplained inflammation, or digestive sensitivities that you can't quite pinpoint, it might be worth considering a temporary elimination of nightshades from your diet for a few weeks, say 3 or 4, to see if you notice any improvement. Keep a food diary. Be an observer of your own body. If you feel better, you can then try reintroducing them one by one in small amounts to see which ones, if any, are triggers for you. With potatoes, besides the solanine issue in green ones, they are also high on the glycemic index, especially when baked or mashed without the skin. This means they can cause a rapid spike in blood sugar, which is a concern for those managing diabetes or pre-diabetes, common conditions in seniors. Choosing smaller portions, eating the skin if it's not green, for fiber, or opting for lower ghee alternatives can be helpful. Eggplant, with its spongy texture, can also soak up a lot of oil during cooking, making it a heavy dish if not prepared mindfully. And bell peppers, while rich in vitamin C, can cause indigestion or heartburn for some individuals, especially the green ones, which are technically unripe. Red, yellow, and orange bell peppers are ripened versions and tend to be a little sweeter and sometimes easier to digest for some. So with nightshades, the advice is one of careful observation and personalization. If you enjoy them and feel fine, wonderful. But if you have lingering inflammatory issues or digestive sensitivities, they are a group worth investigating as potential contributors. And always avoid green potatoes. Now, before you start thinking that your vegetable options are dwindling, let me assure you, there is an abundance of wonderful, nourishing choices ahead. But there's one more common item we need to discuss, one that often flies under the radar as a vegetable, but can pose significant challenges for seniors. And after that, we will shift our focus entirely to the positive, to the foods that will truly make you thrive. The information keeps getting better, so stick with me. The third item I want to highlight, which many people consume thinking it's a perfectly healthy vegetable choice, is corn, especially in large quantities or in its highly processed forms. Now, fresh corn on the cob in summer, eaten in moderation, can be a delightful treat. It offers some fiber, some B vitamins and lutein and zeaxanthin, which are good for our health. However, corn is technically a grain, not a vegetable, and it presents several potential issues for seniors. Firstly, corn can be quite difficult to digest for many people, including seniors. The outer layer of corn kernels is made of cellulose, a type of insoluble fiber that our bodies cannot break down. While some insoluble fiber is good for bulking stool, too much from a source like corn can lead to gas, bloating, and abdominal discomfort, especially if your digestive system is already a bit sluggish or sensitive. You've probably noticed whole corn kernels passing through your system undigested. That's the cellulose at work. Secondly, corn, particularly sweet corn, is relatively high in sugar and starch compared to many other vegetables. This means it can cause a more significant spike in blood sugar levels than, say, spinach or green beans. For seniors managing blood sugar or those at risk for type 2 diabetes, this is an important consideration. Portion control is key if you do choose to eat corn. Then there's the issue of how corn is often consumed. Highly processed corn products are everywhere. Corn syrup, a major sweetener in many processed foods and drinks. Corn oil, a common cooking oil, often high in omega-6 fatty acids, which can be pro-inflammatory if not balanced with omega-3s. Corn starch, a thickener. Corn chips, corn cereals. These processed forms are far removed from the whole food and offer little nutritional value, while contributing to a diet high in refined carbohydrates, unhealthy fats, and empty calories. Regularly consuming these can contribute to weight gain, inflammation, and an increased risk of chronic diseases. Furthermore, a large percentage of corn grown today is genetically modified GMO. While the debate on the long-term health effects of GMOs is ongoing, some people prefer to avoid them due to concerns about pesticide residues, as many GMO crops are engineered to be herbicide-resistant or potential unforeseen effects on the body. If this is a concern for you, choosing organic corn would be the way to go, but even then, the digestibility and blood sugar issues remain for some. Another point to consider with corn, as with many grains, is the potential for mycotoxin contamination. Mycotoxins are toxic compounds produced by certain types of mold that can grow on crops like corn, especially if they are not harvested, dried, and stored properly. While regulatory agencies monitor mycotoxin levels, chronic low-level exposure is a concern for some health researchers, and seniors might be more vulnerable to their effects. So when it comes to corn, especially for seniors, fresh, organic corn in small, occasional amounts might be okay if your digestion and blood sugar can handle it. But be very wary of processed corn products. And if you find that corn, even fresh, causes you digestive distress or uncomfortable blood sugar fluctuations, it's probably best to limit it significantly or avoid it. There are so many other wonderful, gentler, and more nutrient-dense options to choose from. Alright, we've navigated some of the potential pitfalls. We've talked about the raw cruciferous vegetables, the nightshade family for sensitive individuals, and the challenges corn can present. I hope this hasn't been discouraging, because the intention is to empower you with knowledge so you can make the best choices for your unique body. Now let's turn a wonderful corner. Let's talk about the vegetables that you should not only eat but actively embrace. These are foods that are generally well tolerated, easy to digest, especially when prepared properly, and packed with the nutrients that our senior bodies crave for energy, repair, and vitality. The first must-eat vegetable I want to celebrate with you is one that is often overlooked in its simplicity, yet is a true champion for senior health. Cooked leafy greens, particularly dark leafy greens like spinach, Swiss chard, and bok choy. Why cooked? And why these specifically? Let's explore. Dark leafy greens are nutritional superstars. They are brimming with vitamins and minerals that are crucial for senior health. Let's take vitamin K for instance. Spinach and Swiss chard are loaded with it. Vitamin K is essential for bone health, working alongside calcium and vitamin D to help keep your bones strong and reduce the risk of fractures. As we age, bone density naturally tends to decrease, so anything we can do to support our skeletal structure is a big plus. Vitamin K also plays a role in blood clotting, which is vital. Then there's folate vitamin B9. Leafy greens are an excellent source. Folate is critical for cell growth and function, and it plays a role in cardiovascular health by helping to manage homocysteine levels. High homocysteine has been linked to an increased risk of heart disease and stroke. Folate is also important for cognitive function, and some studies suggest it may help protect against age-related cognitive decline. These greens are also rich in magnesium, a mineral involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the body. Magnesium is vital for muscle and nerve function, blood sugar control, blood pressure regulation, and energy production. Many seniors don't get enough magnesium, and a deficiency can lead to fatigue, muscle cramps, and other issues. A nice serving of cooked spinach can give you a good magnesium boost. What about antioxidants? Dark leafy greens are packed with them, including beta-carotene, which your body converts to vitamin A, essential for vision and immune function, and lutein and zeaxanthin, the same eye-healthy compounds we mentioned in corn, but greens are an even better source for many. These antioxidants help protect your cells from damage caused by free radicals, which can contribute to aging and chronic diseases. Now, why cooked? While a raw spinach salad is fine for some, cooking leafy greens offers several advantages for seniors. First, cooking significantly reduces the volume. A huge pile of raw spinach wilts down to a much more manageable serving, making it easier to consume a nutrient-dense amount. Second, cooking can make the nutrients more accessible. For example, spinach contains oxalic acid, which can bind with minerals like calcium and iron, making them less available for absorption. Cooking helps to reduce oxalic acid levels. Third, and very importantly for seniors, cooked greens are much easier to digest. The heat breaks down the tough cell walls, softening the fibers, so your digestive system doesn't have to work so hard. This means less chance of gas or bloating and better nutrient absorption. Think of gently sautéed spinach with a touch of garlic and olive oil, or Swiss chard lightly steamed and drizzled with lemon juice. Bok choy, a staple in many Asian cuisines, is wonderful in soups or quickly stir-fried. Its mild flavor and tender crisp texture are delightful. It's also exceptionally rich in calcium and a good source of vitamins A and C. Incorporating cooked leafy greens into your daily or regular meals doesn't have to be complicated. Add a handful of spinach to your morning omelette. Stir some chopped Swiss chard into your soup or stew. Serve a side of steamed bok choy with your main meal. These small additions can make a profound difference to your nutrient intake and overall well-being. They are gentle on the system, yet powerfully nourishing. Truly, cooked dark leafy greens are a senior's best friend. Feeling a little more optimistic? Good, because we are just getting started on the good news. The next vegetable we're going to discuss is a true comfort food, a source of sustained energy and wonderfully gentle on your system. And don't forget, that truly special vegetable I mentioned is still to come, the one I believe is a cornerstone for senior vitality. You'll want to hear all about it, so keep watching. Our second must-eat vegetable, or rather vegetable category, that I wholeheartedly recommend for seniors is cooked root vegetables, especially varieties like sweet potatoes, carrots and parsnips. Beets also fall into this wonderful group, offering unique benefits. Why are these subterranean treasures so beneficial for us as we age? Root vegetables are, by their very nature, grounding and nourishing. They grow beneath the earth, absorbing minerals and developing a natural sweetness and satisfying texture, especially when cooked. In many traditional systems of medicine, foods that grow underground are considered to be particularly strengthening and supportive for the digestive system and for building foundational energy. Let's start with the vibrant sweet potato. This isn't just a tasty alternative to the regular white potato, it's a nutritional powerhouse in its own right. Sweet potatoes are exceptionally rich in beta-carotene, the precursor to vitamin A. Just one medium-sized sweet potato can provide well over your daily requirement of vitamin A. As we've discussed, vitamin A is crucial for good vision, especially important as we age to protect against conditions like macular degeneration, a healthy immune system, and skin health. Sweet potatoes are also a great source of vitamin C, manganese, and vitamin B6. And they are packed with dietary fiber, particularly when you eat the skin, make sure it's well scrubbed. This fiber is wonderful for promoting regular bowel movements, preventing constipation, a common issue for seniors, and helping to manage blood sugar levels. Unlike white potatoes, sweet potatoes have a lower glycemic index, meaning they release their sugars more slowly into the bloodstream, providing sustained energy without the sharp spikes and crashes. This makes them an excellent carbohydrate choice for seniors, including those managing diabetes. They are incredibly versatile too. Baked, steamed, mashed, roasted, or added to soups and stews, sweet potatoes are delicious and easy to prepare in ways that are gentle on the digestive system. Their natural sweetness can also help satisfy a craving for something sweet without resorting to processed sugary foods. Next, let's consider the humble carrot. Eat your carrots, they're good for your eyes. We've all heard that, and it's true. Like sweet potatoes, carrots are bursting with beta-carotene. They also provide vitamin K, potassium, and antioxidants like lutein. Cooked carrots are wonderfully easy to digest. Steaming or lightly boiling them until tender brings out their natural sweetness and makes their nutrients even more bioavailable. They add beautiful color and gentle nourishment to any meal. Think of them in a hearty chicken soup, glazed as a side dish, or pureed into a warming carrot and ginger soup. Parsnips, a pale cousin of the carrot, are another fantastic root vegetable. They have a unique, slightly spicy sweet flavor that becomes more pronounced with cooking, especially roasting. Parsnips are a good source of fiber, vitamin C, folate, and potassium. They are particularly high in soluble fiber, which can help lower cholesterol levels and stabilize blood sugar. Like carrots and sweet potatoes, they are very gentle on the stomach when cooked. And we mustn't forget beets. Their rich, beautiful color comes from potent antioxidants called betalains, which have anti-inflammatory properties. Beets are also a good source of folate, manganese, and potassium. Uniquely, beets contain natural nitrates, which the body can convert into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide helps to relax and dilate blood vessels, which can improve blood flow and may help to lower blood pressure, a significant benefit for cardiovascular health in seniors. Steamed, roasted, or even juiced in moderation, perhaps mixed with other vegetables like carrot, beets are a wonderful addition. Even the beet greens are edible and highly nutritious, similar to Swiss chard. The beauty of these cooked root vegetables is their gentle, sustained energy. They help to build what we might call spleen kai, in traditional terms the digestive energy, the foundation of our vitality. They are comforting, satisfying, and generally very well tolerated. They don't demand a lot from your digestive system, but give back so much in terms of nourishment. Roasting a medley of these roots with a little olive oil and herbs can be a simple, delicious, and profoundly healthy side dish, or even a light meal. They are a testament to the fact that simple, whole foods are often the most powerful.